97 won the Eagle. Welcome, y'all. Welcome to Freakers Ball 2017. And Maria from In This Moment, welcome to Texas.
Hello, love. Thanks
welcome back to Texas. Very familiar territory for a
Yeah.
band like yours, huh?
Yes.
Do you guys have some of the most powerful fans in your database here in Texas?
We absolutely do, yeah.
'Cause we hear that from some bands.
It
that
is.
also are
It's like
nuts
you
and
kind of
crazy.
know going through there, it's going to probably be some of the best shows in the whole country, yeah.
Yeah, you kind of look forward to getting close to these, see the mileage signs. Go, yes,
And you
300
just
miles to Dallas.
and you just know when you look at a tour, like those shows are always going to be good shows. Like it's just those feel good, yeah.
Thank you. We
You're
were
welcome.
hoping for that, 'cause we've heard that before.
Everyone's alive.
And you're a band that means a lot to us here. We tend to thrive on volume and energy, and we get the feeling that it's also something that's very inspiring to you.
Yeah.
And we really, really appreciate that. Take us to the other side of the globe for a second. Since you're a band that's been traveling for, God, almost 13 years now, is that right? Take us to the other side of the globe. What's a place that's sort of, the audience is sort of like Texas, like over on the other side of the globe, somewhere, Europe or? Because we get different answers from different bands on this.
I love Tokyo so much, and it's not because they're the most wild, I guess, but they're just, it's something special really happens for me there too. Europe too. I mean, I love Europe. And last time we went to like England and Paris, and it was pretty crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, and in an exhausting kind of a way from my little experience of seeing shows in Europe, like, you're like, wow, this is great, but I've been in a river of draft beer for like 11 hours now. I could really use a shower and a nap and let my ears stop ringing for the next band. You know, Tokyo, and from what I've learned about that, passionate fans who are crazy. If you go there, they still consider Cheap Trick and Kiss to be kind of current and hip. You know, so they're really, really passionate about their heavy, loud music. But at the same time, from what I understand, and correct me if I'm wrong, you go to a metal show in Tokyo, there's not a scrap of trash on the ground.
Oh no, yeah.
And they're
It's
tiny,
true.
but they can eat 5 pounds of steak in a steak eating contest, and it's a trip. It's like a whole other planet in a lot of ways.
It's one of my favorite places to go to, yeah, for sure. Yeah, and I love Amsterdam too.
Amsterdam was a lot of fun. Have you guys ever played Melkweg in Amsterdam?
I don't remember the name of it.
It's a place, this will bring it to mind if you
Okay.
played there. It used to be a movie theater, so there's really like a half a dozen venues in one complex, and there can be like Corrosion of Conformities playing over here, At the Drive-Ins over here, Five Finger Death Punch over there. And speaking of Five Finger Death Punch,
Yeah.
we just got a video clip in the other day of you getting up and performing with them. Tell us a little bit about what happened there.
I'm good friends with Ivan. I have been for like 10 years, so it was just one of those. He literally wrote me the night before and was like, "Hey, you want to come sing tomorrow?" And I was like, "What the?" And then he was like just throwing different songs out there about which one to do, and I was like, that one I was like, okay, The Bleeding, because he named out like 4 songs. It's just friends having fun, and it's really cool to, you do the same. Like I'm always with my band and with my guys, and I love that so much. But it is cool to kind of collaborate and do just something, a little. I get nervous. And
Sure. And you did great. We had a chance to watch it, and it was literally like, I think, of the last business day before our show weekend. So we hardly had a chance to soak in what you did, but what we saw, we really enjoyed.
Thanks.
Hearing that you're friends with Ivan, and we're big fans of Five Finger Death Punch and big supporters of the band here. Ivan's been on a little bit of a break lately, so with you being friends with him, how is he doing? Because we had the most positive vibes that he was going to come back stronger than ever.
I'm telling you, like when I just talked to him recently, and he seems very strong to me, and he seems very clear and motivated, and I'm proud of him. I love him.
And what can you say about those kind of pressures? And I can picture you, even though you have held up better luck-wise, with the pressures of traveling and all that. But it can be so easy for that to become an overwhelming factor against the human psyche.
Yeah.
Isn't that true?
Yeah, I mean everything's about perception, but it can, just like anything, it's kind of a surreal world out here in the road, and it becomes kind of like a dream. Like a lot of people refer to going back home as going back to reality. So I think people can just sometimes get lost, and just things happen.
What's the longest you guys have ever stayed out there, just continually moving forward from show to show?
Oh gosh, I mean, in the beginning of our career, we were in a van, me and all the guys for 4 years, and then we did like RVs. So one time we did 28 days straight with not one day off.
Can you tell us a little bit about the darkest, most apocalypse now period of traveling and the hardest it's ever been for you? Was it?
And it was those days, yeah. It was those days where you're all driving and you just played a show and now you got to drive your own selves 12 hours to the next place and you're all tired and
The only lady,
crushed in a
van
little
full of guys.
Oh yeah, and I'm a control freak, so I wanted to drive all the time, and I had like a little sleeping bag on the floor because we gutted it, and I put drapes and if you like. I love fabrics and crystals and sage. That's how I am. But my little sleeping bag had drapes safety pinned to the ceiling around just my sleep. And people sardine next to me, but I had my little area. And
Do you have a pendulum? Have you ever tried like dowsing, anything like
I
that?
don't
was
do a
just reading
pendulum, but
about
I
that.
have some. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just doing a little reading on that over the weekend, and there's a Facebook video going around. It's been trivialized to a Facebook video now, where it's like, if you hold this pendulum in this way, it'll tell you if you're going to have 2 boys and a girl, or if you're going to have 6 kids. Or
Yeah.
I'm like, well, bigger picture,
I
that's
don't
called dowsing, and it's about energy, and it's a
Right.
really cool thing.
I believe in energy big time.
I bet. And is that one of the things that sort of helps bring you to center when
Oh,
you're
yeah.
out there and just out there for such long periods of time?
Yeah. If you walked on our tour bus to stay sane, and it's all like fabrics just hanging everywhere. There's like fireplace on the TV and
Nice
peaceful
environment.
sounds and like bells. It's like we're always
Awesome.
creating that
Meditative.
super meditative, calming vibe because I'm a fiery person and there's a lot of craziness going on. So in our little world, it's like our own little Narnia.
There's something so amazing to think about artists who they get ready in one extreme, and then when they go out on stage, it's the other. You go from complete nirvana in meditation to being so loud in Texas. I mean, is one harder to transition from than the other? Like, if you've been out there just blasting one of the best, heaviest shows ever, is it harder to come back down?
It's harder to come back down, than it is to get ready for the show.
Than to build up from a meditative state?
I go from pretty calm to straight into it. Sometimes we start getting riled up before the show, and we start like those days we just start feeling like, okay, we need that like fire. But sometimes I go from straight calm into just it's like the calm right before the storm hits.
What's
And
the
that's how you
difference?
stay balanced. Because if I walk around like that all the time, I'm just going to be a maniac.
Yeah, you can't.
all revved up and just,
I mean, we're just flesh and blood, right? Sooner
Yeah.
or later, a twig is going to snap or something. So you have to take care of
So
yourself.
it's good to just find those balances, and something happens when I step out there too. Like it's almost like another personality or something. Part of
Yeah,
me,
there's a
literally, like if you had
transformation.
like a multiple personality, like somebody else.
I think that's a sign of a truly gifted artist
Oh,
and a
thanks.
person who engages passionately in the theatrical arts,
Oh,
and I
thanks.
love that when we watch you guys, you're one of those bands that it seems like that's the way you approach it, as opposed to just, we got to go out and rock, it's like,
Yeah. And
this is a
everyone's
presentation.
and everyone's got their different way of expressing. Some people, they do just go out there and rock, and it's perfect, right, in that way, because that's what's, I guess, natural to them. But for me, like, I love for people to really feel emotions and passion when they watch us, and they feel anger or they feel sadness or it feels sexual, but it invokes all these emotions, and not only by what you're hearing, but like if you were to mute us and just watch us, you can kind of feel those feelings too. And I feel like when you put all those little pieces together, it could be special. It's special.
I have nothing to add to that. Do you feel nowadays, in the way that we're all sort of over-consuming entertainment, over-consuming information, do you feel that it's more challenging than ever to move people emotionally with the arts, like music and live theater? And is it harder than ever now because we've got so many different entertaining things in front of us at once? Or
I don't think so, because I'm one of those people that feels like the way you manifest things in your life is how you perceive it. So if I look at it like it's the hardest it's ever been and it's so hard to do this, I'm probably going to hold myself back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you don't want to overthink it.
I don't, yeah, so I try to look at it like it's not hard. This is what we do, and you just got to love what you do and put it out there and kind of think of that strong vibration and not worry about the things that can maybe be hindering you. Try not to think,
Good answers.
then
Good
you'll be like,
talk,
eh.
man. Right? Maria's here from In This Moment, and Freakers
Yeah.
Ball 2017 is underway. Now, from here, we're, of course, we don't want to hold you up too long. You've got some fans here that are dying to see you and a couple of things to do. My last question, though, right before you go on stage, we know that you get zen. We know that you get into a certain frame of mind, but warming up vocally for a heavy band like this, how is it different from, say, someone who's just melodic, like how Elton John would warm up? What do you have to do to get those pipes ready for an In This Moment show?
I do nothing.
Nothing. No. That would have been my last guess. I
No,
just pictured, like,
I'm more
practice, yeah.
emotionally and like energy prep. Like we start, and the music we play is like crazy war sounding, like tribal drums, and I just more stretch my body and my, you know, right before I step on stage, I might do a little da 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 da. Da.
That's all you need.
That's
huh?
literally what I do. And knock on wood.
Empowering. It was so great to talk to you.
Thank you. And by the way, we have more new videos coming out. We just shot, so I'm really excited.
us.
People keep their. I don't know if I'm allowed to announce it. I can't. I don't think I can announce the next single
you
yet.
know what? Just that right there is
But we
really
have,
good to
yeah,
know.
we just shot 2 really special videos, so there's a lot of new and exciting things coming. And thank you for
We
caring
can't wait
and
to
having
see you
us
tonight.
here.
Thank you so much for being here. Maria's here from the guys in This Moment, and we are going to have a good old time. We're live from the Pep Boys broadcast room at the Verizon Theater. We've got a couple little lines for you to read before you go.
Okay, perfect.
And we are at Freakers Ball 2017, 97.1, The Eagle, the Rock of Dallas-Fort Worth.